But like the thing for me is this, right? Like if you have an incredible opportunity in front of you, right? And, the person, in your cohort is like, I want to do that. That's what I want, right? That's my goal. And you're like, okay, we can do this, right? I just cannot deal with like, okay, we're doing it. And then changing course and be like, maybe not. And then being like, okay, let's do it. Maybe not, right? It's like, for me, that type of shit is basically like Charlie Brown, the comic strips, like the Peanuts, right? When like Lucy keeps pulling the fucking football away. That's what it feels like, right? Because I'm like, wait, we could just fucking smash this thing right now. We could fucking go and do this thing, and then we're good in 2 years, right? Why are we pulling the football away now? And ultimately, it was an ideological conflict where she believed the opportunity would be around for a lot longer, maybe forever. And I knew that, like, yes, from her vantage point, I can see why she would say that, right? Because if you're young, right, like you're 25 or whatever, 24, and, you started streaming on Twitch, and within, a year and a half, you were one of the biggest girls on Twitch, and then you were, the biggest girl on Twitch, and you have 5 million Instagram followers, and when you have successive victories so fast in your life like she did, you feel invulnerable, right? And that invulnerability translates to, why should I do this, right? And I would counter, well, we do this because this is what got us here, and it's going to perpetuate this advantage, right? But I get it. From her vantage point, it's like, I don't think so. I think I could do anything and it would work, right?
Actually, right. After she started selling herself and became one of the biggest names, she could do anything and it would work. Her Down Bad song is proof of that. Did you see all the YouTube and Twitch celebrities in it? She could do anything and it would work. So you were wrong and she was right. You were wrong and she was right. And then you started getting jealous and paranoid of her success and feared she will leave you soon because you provided nothing anymore. Your daddy's startup money wasn't needed anymore. That's when you upped your control and abuse. That's when you started putting a leash on her, and likely also got her to sign documents under heavy duress. Then when she started rebelling against that after 2 years of minimal success on Kick, you really started feeling that it won't be too long now until she drags you into the public view again to show us all that your mental health is worse than ever. So bad that it's affecting her mental health too. That's when you decided to get ahead of her by staging a robbery and entering the public view on your own fake terms. You managed to act normal for 2 days after appearing on her stream for the first time, and only 8 days until you heavily abused her. Likely a new milestone in abuse, because the human that came back after you ordered her out of the car was merely a shadow of the person we had seen only an hour earlier.
I don't even think I have to, focus on this thing, and I'd still do it. I get why you feel that way. Like, you're young and you feel like you're a hot shot. But I always try to drive this point home, and it's not easy, but it goes like this, right? Let's say you could pause, the counterfactual of your life, right? Let's say you could save the game, right? Also, are y'all lagging? Because I can't see anything. Are you bros lagging? Hello? Oh, weird. Okay, it's just like the screen froze for me for a second and there was no chat anymore, but now you're back. Okay, so like, yeah, no, think about, like, here's my vantage point. I tried to explain it to her, and I probably should have done a better job explaining it, but it goes like this, right? Okay, fine. Let's say we save the game right here, right? And then there's 2 different things we could do. And we're going to do the diametric opposite thing, and let's just do the thought experiment on which one will work out better, right? On one hand, you have, hey, you're the top girl on Twitch, you're dominating social media, your Twitter's killing it, your OnlyFans is fucking blasting it out into space at 2 million per month. One version of you says, you know what, I'm going to do whatever I want, I'm going to do it how I want, and I'm going to decrease the amount that I work, and I'm going to, stream a lot less, right?
So here we are talking about a person who wants to work less because they are already making crazy amounts of money, and you just can't accept that Probably because you do none of the work. You just ride in the background constantly sowing lies about how you're some sort of mastermind, when in fact all you are is just a sad little delusional daddy's boy to everyone. The fact that you think this is a discussion, this being you doing nothing, and she working 12 hours a day so your pimp chalice is always filled, is just harrowing. The lack of empathic insight and care, the egocentricity, is astonishing. Dear marketing mastermind, how come every single thing you tried for your stream for the past year now failed? What happened, dear marketing mastermind? You are a failure, and you always have been, you pathetic mouth diarrhea parasite. Remove yourself. Completely.
That's one route, right? And I would agree with that route if the person was like, and I don't care, if, I don't hit a lofty financial goal in the sense of like, retiring within a few years or being post-financial, right? If you just wanted to do that, it's fine, right? But like, I feel like you have to be prepared for, the rate of performance, be it money or whatever, to decrease.
Naturally, the rate of performance is going to go down if she works less, when her work is to perform. For a fake engineer major, you seem to have tremendous difficulties with logical reasoning. You were probably looking for the word income. You dumb fuck.
Right? You might reduce your streaming time by 30%, and you're like, okay, so the money will decrease by 30%. But maybe it decreases by 70%. Why? Because when you're on top, like actually the number one girl or whatever, right? When you're in that position, you get, like, the people who are on top get disproportionately more of the rewards, more of the attention, more of the spotlight, and therefore more of the subscriptions and the money, right?
Congratulations on having understood that once a streamer goes big, the only thing that will stop their money-making machine is controversy and unethical behavior. They can always take out more revenue from the front end than what it costs them to run the stream and gift subs through alt accounts from friends, etc., to keep viewers engaged and acquire more. But we fail to see how that hindered you from using your daddy's money to bypass having to get big first. You can still gift her subs through all your alt accounts on all those phones, pads, laptops, and computers you have spread around the house, just like you used to. Did you stop because it became too suspicious if she gets 1K subs a day while boasting 250 viewers?
And losing that number one spot might drop you a lot more than you think it would if you just only look at the percentage basis of effort you're decreasing, right? Let's say I'm saying, okay, I'm making $2 million a month. Let's decrease my effort by 50% in all regards, right? Stream 50% less, make 50% less content, post 50% less on social media, right? Just across the board. Then I'll only make $1 million a month, right? But that's not how it works. You actually end up making $200,000 a month instead of $2 million. You have a 90% declination from a 50% decrease in effort, right? So the true thing that you have to be okay with is the 90%, degradation. You get what I'm saying?